Alright, so what's good with y'all? I hope y'all good. Hope y'all doing well or whatever. This is kind of one of those random videos off topic. I felt like I should make a video for this channel. Whether people watch this or not, it is what it is. I don't know if anyone's going to see this or not, but you know, it is what it is. Um, we got a Naruto explain video here. We got a Swag Kage video here. We got an anime shots video here. Full fight with Gar versus Kimmimaro. How strong is Hidan? How strong is Kimmimaro? So I guess you could probably guess what this video is about. So I don't think anyone's really done this before, and that's the reason I'm doing it. And also I ran into a thread where people were talking about it, and everyone seemed like they think Hidan would destroy Kimmimaro, and I'm just gonna have to play devil advocate here and say I don't believe that's how it would work out. You feel me? I don't think Hidan would body Kimmimaro. Um, if Kimmimaro has intel, Hidan is losing 100% of the time. If Kimmimaro is healthy, Hidan is losing 100% of the time. If Kimmimaro is sick, and what we saw against Rock Lee and Gara, then I think Hidan and Kimmimaro has no intel. Then I think Hidan has a decent chance, but I still think he's not 100% bodying Kimmimaro. I think even given Kimmimaro no intel and having him sick, I still think Hidan, it would still be around close to 50-50. Like it could go either way. Just because I can't see Hidan being able to draw blood from Kimmimaro in a 1 versus 1. Because Kimmimaro is good at taijutsu. He went up against Rock Lee, one of the best taijutsu users in the entire show. And Hidan went up against Kakashi and could not touch Kakashi even while getting help from Kakuzu, which is ridiculous to say the least. Like he was getting help and still couldn't touch Kakashi. Kakashi is a good taijutsu user, but big but here. I don't think he's significantly better than Rock Lee. Well, Rock Lee during this part 1, probably, but still, Kimmimaro was stronger than Rock Lee. As we saw, he was about to kill him in like the first 5 seconds of the fight. The only reason Kimmimaro even had trouble is because Rock Lee drank liquor, turned into Drunk Lee. You feel me? And Drunk Lee is arguably, you could arguably say he might be the best taijutsu user in the show, because like unpredictable, like I don't think anyone could touch. We never seen him get touched while he was drunk. Even if we count like filler episodes, he's never been touched while drunk, or barely touched. You feel me? You can't touch him. His strength is increased, his speed is increased, and he's unpredictable. So you're more than likely gonna get hit. First of all, Hidan has to hit you with his blades to draw blood, or he has to stab you with his little spare shits. You feel me? And it's highly unlikely that he would hit Kimmimaro, bro. He can protrude. Am I saying the right word? Protrude or extract. Protrude. He can, bones protrude from his body. You feel me? And if the blade is coming towards him, he can easily just send bones out to stop it. You feel me? So Hidan touching him with his blades or actually getting blood from him, highly unlikely. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't think Hidan could win this fight, is because Kimmimaro is fast. He's fast, he's strong. He can put bones all over the map, which would make it hard for Hidan to do his little ritual nonsense. And he can teleport in between bones, which is ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. Hidan is not touching this man. Y'all let me know in the comments. Like this, I really want to see what y'all think. You know, you could debate me or whatever, or tell me what you think. If you think Hidan could clap Kimmimaro, tell me why. Tell me why. If you think it would be a close fight, tell me why. If you think Kimmimaro claps Hidan, tell me why. But honestly, I think once he put if Kimmimaro starts off the match and he realizes that Hidan is immortal, he might end up doing that move where he puts bones all over the field. And once he does that, it's over for Hidan, because highly unlikely he's gonna find a spot to do his ritual. Highly likely that he gets trapped in a bunch of bones. Highly likely that he gets stabbed up by a bunch of bones. Highly likely that Kimmimaro teleports in between bones and spares this man multiple times until his body is filled up with holes or his head is gone. You feel me? So regardless of the immortality thing, I don't think it's gonna do Hidan much good if he can't touch the person and the person is constantly hitting him. You feel me? I don't think it will work out for him. So in this fight, I just give it to Kimmimaro. You feel me? I feel like he'd either chop off his head or he'd trap him in a bunch of bones. And either way, Hidan isn't touching him, nor do I think he could draw blood from Kimmimaro. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, I had these videos here because I was gonna show them. You know, how strong is Hidan? This video is a bunch of nonsense, bro. Like, it got 35,000 views. I don't know why it has 30. Bro, this video is nonsense. But there's no clips. The clips are all just fan art, it looks like, for the most part.
Obviously, by using his fights with the...
And there's not much that's told. He's just telling you what happened in the fight versus Asuma, which we've all seen. You feel me? Like, it's this video's nonsense. Hidan in this fight versus Asuma, you know, he did his thing, but it's because Asuma had no intel. And they sat around and waited for him to do his little ritual and all of this nonsense. You feel me? Hidan he's not that good. And the only reason he's able to do what he does is because Kakuzu's there supporting him. 1v1, most people would be dodging him, and he more than likely wouldn't be able to draw blood. You feel me? That's all I gotta say about that. Kimmimaro, no.
Revive him, but Kabuto also revived a whole...
Different. He was, you know, Swag Kage in this video, basically.
Because, oh man, every time we saw him fight, he was like on the verge of dying. But
yeah, he was sick. He was dying. He shouldn't even have been able to move his body. That's how you know this man is a beast, because he was nowhere near his full potential. Nowhere near what, like, bruh, honestly, in his fight, he was dying. He was sick. He shouldn't even have been able to move, yet he did what he bodied Lee, and he was about to body Gaara. That speaks a lot, bro. That right there speaks a lot. Says a lot. He was moving when he should have been paralyzed. Son was young as hell too. He was young. He wasn't even old. Didn't even hit his full potential yet. And he was bodying people. They couldn't even touch him. The only reason Gaara touched him is because, you know, Sand, he's a long-range fighter. But anyone else, Naruto couldn't touch him. Lee could barely touch him until he got drunk. You feel me?
But, I mean, it was the exact same thing with Kimmimaro. And as a matter of fact, I think this guy had it worse because he was supposed to be completely paralyzed. Kazekage, and more importantly, both of them agree that had Kimmimaro about the potential that he had when
he was stronger than all of the Sound 4.
Younger and by extension weaker versions of the Sound 4. So it's not like...
And the Sound 4 were able to take out Jonin. They were able to take out the Hokage's guards. So they're not supposed to be fodder, even though they kind of are fodder, but you feel me?
He's able to casually deal with multiple Jonin at once in base Kimmimaro's abilities. What's really important is his fight with Gaara, though. I don't want to focus on every detail of the fight, just a couple of things that are really important. So it's very clear that he has some pretty high tier durability. His attack power,
ridiculous durability,
and speed aren't quite as impressive. I mean, not to say that he isn't fast or strong, just that those aren't his strong suits like durability is. Lee was able to blitz him by just opening the first gate, and the only reason he didn't take any serious damage was because he was able to protect himself with his bones. It's a bit hard to say how powerful his attacks are since an upper limit isn't really shown, but all I can say is that his strongest bone attack wasn't able to pierce through Gaara's strongest shield. Now, I don't know how Shukaku's shield compares to the sand dome that...
But he was digging through that shit. Don't cap. He was digging through that. You know, give him time. I think he would have probably might have been able to pierce it. I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna cap and say he would have definitely pierced it, but I think he was getting through it. Chidori would not get through that big ass shit. You feel me? Chidori, even with the elemental advantage, Chidori's not breaking through that big ass shit. You feel me?
From him, but it's hard to say how strong a barrier would need to be to keep somebody safe from these attacks. Now, the Bracken Dance is clearly an exception to this because Kimmimaro can fill up the entire battlefield when using this jutsu. And another thing worth mentioning is that he can travel
Bones, full of the battlefield, full of bones all over the place. They would have got stabbed up if not, and trapped if not for Gaara being there to fly them to safety. You feel me? Whoops, did not mean to do that. Excuse that.
through these bones after he's created them. It's super weird, but he does it right before he nearly kills Gaara.
He can travel through the bones, instant transmission all across the map, basically.
Wish we'd seen more of this jutsu so that we had a better idea of the sort of utility it has, since right now there's not much I can say about it other than that it looks really strong. In summary, I think Kimmimaro's very strong and he's pretty interesting. His strengths clearly lie in close quarters combat. That's obviously where he does best. I mean, he has a handful of ways to use his bones from a range, like he can shoot them out of his fingertips as projectiles, and then he can also use the Bracken Dance to move all around the battlefield to deal with long-range fighters, but for the most part, he's at his most comfortable when fighting in melee. Also, despite his clear disadvantage against opponents who specialize in fighting at long range, he's definitely able to deal with them as seen in the fight with Gaara. I mean, he practically won that fight. The only reason he quote-unquote lost is because his illness killed him.
Exactly. Kimmimaro's a more versatile fighter than Hidan, but Hidan's immortality is the only problem. You know, that's his main stick against all these characters. But I feel like most characters would body Hidan. I'm not even going to cap to you. Like, you know, as long as you can, honestly, like his main thing is that he's a close range fighter and he has to draw your blood. And you know, most characters would get bodied just because of the fact that they don't have intel and they might get clipped by that. But if you're faster, if the other character is faster, it's highly unlikely that Hidan is gonna be able to touch them. Seems like he, you know, from what I saw, it doesn't even seem like he's that strong. You know, Kakashi. Yes, Kakashi is a beast. He basically became Hokage and all of that, but like, even with help, Hidan couldn't touch him. Not once. Not once. And so other characters who are relative or at least somewhat close to Kakashi shouldn't have problems with Hidan. Especially if they're fighting them one-on-one. That's all I gotta say. You could debate me below, but you know, let me know what y'all think.